Hello learners, welcome to Unfold You, your favorite digital learning platform. I am Meenu Agarwal, your biology subject mentor. Today in this video, we will talk about circulatory system in human beings. We will talk about transportation in human beings and some other organisms also, right? So let us start about transportation or circulatory system in human beings. Right? Before I take up transportation or circulatory system in human beings, we must understand what we are going to talk about. What is transportation? किसकी transportation करनी है body में? Right? We must understand this. So transportation is what? Transporting the substances. What? Transporting, or you can say carrying the substances from one part of the body to another. Is that clear? So what is transportation? Carrying substances from one part of the body to another. What do we need to transport? Nutrients. क्या transport करना है organisms में? Nutrients, vitamins, hormones and waste products, right? So these are the substances which are to be transported inside the body of organisms. Talking of lower organisms like sponges or coelentrates, what is happening? Water circulates through the body cavity. Water circulates through the body cavity and helps to transport the materials inside the body. But in case of higher organisms like mammals, we have this mobile structure which is called blood, which is carrying the materials from one part of the body to another. So what is this? This is mobile connective tissue, or you can say we have complete structure. We will talk blood is a part of complete system of transportation in higher organisms, that is called as circulatory system, right? So what are the different parts of circulatory system in human beings? We have different parts. One is blood. As I told you, it is the softest tissue in the body. It is the mobile connective tissue, main transporting agent, right, in the body. Then we have blood vessels, right? Then we have main structure, pumping organ of the blood in the body, which is called as heart. Another mobile tissue in the body, that is called as lymph. So two mobile things are present in the body, which is blood and the lymph. Lymph is colorless and mainly having WBCs, or you can say lymphocytes. It is mainly concerned with immunity, or it has phagocytotic functions, right? So it has mainly lymphocytes, mainly concerned with the immune system of the body, and it has phagocytic role to play in the body. So main transporting structure in the body is blood. Blood vessels are of three types: arteries, veins and capillaries. We will discuss about them in details, right? We will discuss about the structure of human heart also in the next slides. Now let us understand first of all the structure of blood, right? Human blood is made up of two things. One is plasma and another is formed elements. Is that clear? Two things, plasma and formed elements. Plasma is what? 90% it is water and rest it is made up of proteins and some inorganic substances. Proteins and inorganic substances. Clear? We are talking about what? Structure of blood. Blood में क्या है? Plasma. 90% of the plasma is water and some proteins and some inorganic substances. Now let us see formed elements. Right? Now formed elements, they are divided into three heads: RBCs, WBCs and platelets. RBCs, WBCs and platelets, right? Now RBCs are what? Red in color, right? WBCs are what? Colorless, right? And these are also colorless, right? So maximum number किसका है इन तीनों cells में से? RBCs. So these are maximum in number, about millions. We will talk about them. 4 to 5 million RBCs are present in the human body, right? बेसिकली RBCs का काम क्या है? RBCs का काम है gases exchange में help करना, right? They help in the exchange of gases, that is exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen, and they contain actually what? Hemoglobin, which is helping in the exchange of gases, right? WBCs colorless structures हैं. They are divided into two headings में discuss करेंगे, right? Granulocytes. Granulocytes, they are of two types. Agranulocytes. अब हमने ये दो स्ट्रक्चर्स किस बेसिस पे कहा कि ये ग्रैनुलोसाइट्स एंड एग्रैनुलोसाइट्स? एक्चुअली जो WBCs हैं इनके अंदर क्या होते हैं? ग्रैन्यूल्स होते हैं, राइट? अगर ग्रैन्यूल्स WBCs के अंदर प्रेजेंट हैं, ग्रैन्यूल जैसे स्ट्रक्चर्स प्रेजेंट हैं, तो उनको हमने क्या कहा? ग्रैनुलोसाइट्स. इफ दोज ग्रैन्यूल्स आर एब्सेंट वी कॉल देम agranulocytes. Now what are the different types on the basis of nucleus? These granulocytes are of three types: eosinophils, basophils and neutrophils. So तीन तरह के granulocytes हैं on the basis of nucleus, right? If the nucleus is having two lobes, इनको हम क्या कहेंगे? एसिनोफिल्स. बेसिकली एलर्जिक रिएक्शंस ऑफ द बॉडी में रोल प्ले करते हैं एसिनोफिल्स. बेसोफिल्स, दे हैव inflammatory properties actually, right? They are three lobed, right? And they have neutrophils, they have more than 3 lobes, right? And इनका काम क्या है? Phagocytosis. What is the function? Phagocytosis. Clear? Right? So तीन टाइप्स के ग्रैनुलोसाइट्स कौन कौन से? एसिनोफिल्स, बेसोफिल्स एंड न्यूट्रोफिल्स. अगर 2 लोब्स हैं उनको हमने क्या कहा? एसिनोफिल्स. 3 लोब्स हैं उनको क्या कहा? बेसोफिल्स. अगर 3 से ज्यादा लोब्स हैं उनको हम क्या कहेंगे? न्यूट्रोफिल्स, राइट? देन वी हैव agranulocytes. लार्ज साइज के RBCs हैं. दे आर ऑफ 2 टाइप्स: मोनोसाइट्स एंड लिम्फोसाइट्स. सबसे लार्जेस्ट साइज के जो WBCs हैं दे आर कॉल्ड एज मोनोसाइट्स. लार्जेस्ट WBCs आर मोनोसाइट्स. मोनोसाइट्स का भी क्या काम है? फैगोसिटिक रोल है अब बॉडी में, टू डिस्ट्रॉय द फॉरेन पार्टिकल्स. फैगोसाइटोसिस मीन्स टू डिस्ट्रॉय द फॉरेन पार्टिकल्स whichever enter into the body. लिम्फोसाइट्स का काम क्या है? टू हेल्प टू बिल्ड द इम्यूनिटी ऑफ द बॉडी. इम्यूनिटी बिल्ड करना बॉडी की, राइट? सो आई रिपीट अगेन, RBCs, maximum number of cells present in the blood, they are RBCs. रेड कलर के हैं क्योंकि इनके अंदर हीमोग्लोबिन है. What is the main function? they help in the exchange of the gases. WBCs जिनका mainly क्या काम है? Protection of the body, phagocytosis of the body, to build the immune system of the body. They are of 2 types: granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes 3 types के हैं: eosinophils, basophils and neutrophils. Agranulocytes 2 types के हैं, monocytes and lymphocytes. फिर last of all very small size cells lakhs में present हैं, about you can say 1.5 to 2.5 lakhs in number. They are platelets. Platelets का काम क्या है? Blood clotting में help करना. We will see all this in the further slides, right? So this is the basic structure of the blood, right? I hope this basic structure is clear to you. So circulatory system comprises of what? 3 main parts, that is blood, blood vessels and human heart. We will take up each one of them one by one. Let us see. Human beings, they have regular supply of food, oxygen, etc. This function is performed by transport system. So this function of transportation of food and oxygen is performed by circulatory system or transportation system. This system comprises of blood, blood vessels and heart, right? Blood vessels, they are of 3 types, namely arteries, which carry pure blood, or I would say oxygenated blood, veins which carry impure or deoxygenated blood, and small in size which help in the exchange of the blood, they are capillaries, right? So we will discuss more about of these one by one, right? Blood is the body's fluid connective tissue. I would say it is fluid connective tissue. That is why it is called softest tissue of the body, right? It forms vital part of the human circulatory system. Its main function is what? To circulate. Its main function is to circulate nutrients, hormones, minerals and other components to different parts of the body, right? It flows through blood vessels, right? Organ which is involved in pumping the blood to different parts is the heart, right? Blood cells, blood plasma, proteins, other mineral components, they form the human blood. So we have discussed human blood in the previous slide about the structure, right? Now blood is composed of what? Plasma, right? And plasma without the proteins is called serum. Very important line. What is serum? Plasma minus proteins, blood clotting proteins. Or you can simply write plasma minus blood clotting proteins is called serum. Is that clear? What is plasma? It is the fluid of the blood. It contains 90% water and 6 to 8% are proteins, and rest are what? Inorganic materials like sodium, chloride ions, all these, right? So some inorganic materials, they form the part of plasma. Formed elements में कौन से आ गए? RBCs, WBCs and platelets, right? So we have discussed this earlier also. I hope this is clear to you, right? Now let us take up all these cells one by one. First of all, we will discuss the functions of each of them. What is the function of RBCs, WBCs and platelets, right? Red blood cells, also we call them erythrocytes. एक और नाम से इनको कहा जाता है, एक और नाम दिया जाता है, that is erythrocytes, because they are formed, the process जो इनका बनने का process है, that is called as erythropoiesis formation. The process of formation of RBCs is called erythropoiesis. क्या function है इनका? Transportation of oxygen, nutrients to various parts and remove the waste from the body. White blood cells, also called leukocytes. Process of formation of white blood cells is called leukocytosis. क्या है प्रोसेस ऑफ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ WBCs? ल्यूकोसाइटोसिस, राइट? सो मेन काम क्या है इनका? हेल्प इन द बॉडीज डिफेंस सिस्टम, दे प्रोवाइड इम्यूनिटी बाय रिमूविंग द पैथोजेंस। पैथोजेंस क्या होते हैं? फॉरेन पार्टिकल्स जो बॉडी में एंटर करते हैं, राइट? एंड हार्मफुल माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स। लास्ट ऑफ ऑल प्लेटलेट्स, दे आर कॉल्ड थ्रोम्बोसाइट्स। क्या काम करते हैं? ब्लीडिंग, जहाँ कोई इंजरी हो गई है, कट लग गया है, वहाँ से ब्लड को अनकंट्रोल्ड फ्लो ऑफ ब्लड कंट्रोल कर देंगे, वहाँ पे सील कर देंगे, रोक देंगे। कैसे? क्लॉट बना के। तो दे फॉर्म क्लॉट एंड दे स्टॉप द ब्लीडिंग, दे एक्ट ऑन द साइट ऑफ इंजरी और वुंड, सो दैट इज प्लेटलेट्स। आई होप all this is clear to you, right? Now let us study each one of the cells in more detail, structure and shape and all that, right? Now these are RBCs. You can see all these RBCs, right, in the blood sample. You can see they are rounded, or you can say biconcave, disc-like, right? So what is the shape? Biconcave or disc shaped. What is the function? Transport of gases, right? How much of these RBCs? I would say 4.5 to 5 million of RBCs per cubic mm of blood, right? So 4.5 to 5 mm per cubic million, 4.5 to 5 million per cubic mm of the blood. What do they contain? Hemoglobin. Hemoglobin किसका बना है? Heme plus globin. Heme is what? Iron containing pigment. Globin क्या है? प्रोटीन है। तो दो चीजों से बना हीमोग्लोबिन, आयरन कंटेनिंग पिगमेंट विच इज कॉल्ड हीम एंड ग्लोबिन। एंड मेच्योर आरबीसीज में न्यूक्लियस नहीं होता, बट इमेच्योर स्टेज में न्यूक्लियस होता है। अब न्यूक्लियस ना होने का एक इनको फायदा क्या है? दे प्रोवाइड लार्ज सरफेस एरिया फॉर द एक्सचेंज ऑफ द गैसेस। फॉर्मेशन ऑफ आरबीसीज को हम क्या कहते हैं? एरिथ्रोपोइसिस, राइट? सो दिस इज आरबीसीज। यू कैन सी ऑक्सीजन मॉलिक्यूल्स, दे कम and they bind with RBCs, right? You see these RBCs filled with oxygen molecules, and whenever they reach the tissues, they remove. So they are forming what? Oxyhemoglobin, right? They form what? Oxyhemoglobin. I hope this is clear to you. Now WBCs, this slide shows different types of WBCs. As you can see, this is what? ये क्या चीज है? Nucleus. और आप देख रहे हैं न्यूक्लियस के अलग अलग लोब्स हैं, राइट? आई विल लेबल द डिफरेंट कंपोनेंट, डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ व्हाट यू से WBCs. दिस इज व्हाट? न्यूट्रोफिल। जैसे मैंने आपको पिछली स्लाइड में भी समझाया था, न्यूट्रोफिल जिसके बहुत सारे लोब्स होते हैं न्यूक्लियस के, मोर देन 3 लोब्स, एज यू कैन सी, राइट? इफ इट इज हैविंग 3 लोब्स, इसको क्या कहेंगे? बेसोफिल. इफ इट इज हैविंग 2 लोब्स, वी कॉल इट एज eosinophil. I hope it is clear to you, right? You can see the center में जो structure नजर आ रहा है, ये क्या है? Darkly stained structure क्या है? Nucleus. अगर न्यूक्लियस की 3 लोब से ज्यादा हैं, न्यूट्रोफिल, इनका काम क्या है? फैगोसाइटोसिस में रोल प्ले करना। और 3 लोब्स हैं तो बेसोफिल। बेसोफिल क्या करता है? इन्फ्लेमेटरी रिएक्शंस में इसका रोल है, दैट यू विल अंडरस्टैंड इन हायर क्लासेस, राइट? और एसिनोफिल 2 lobed nuclei है, और they are formed especially during allergic reactions of the body, right? फिर अब आगे 2 large sized के blood vessels WBCs, ये क्या है? This is lymphocytes जिनमें rounded nucleus है. These are lymphocytes and these are what? Monocytes. So largest जो WBCs हैं वो कौन से हैं? Monocytes. Kidney shaped या bean shaped इनमें nucleus है. Now these are what? Colorless, larger than RBCs, right? They protect the body against what you say, killing bacteria and all that. And they are lesser in number, 6,000 to 8,000 per cubic mm of blood. Lifespan क्या है? 4 to 5 days. Lifespan of RBCs का क्या था? 120 days, right? Is that clear to you? Right? So this is WBCs. Lifespan of WBCs is 4 to 5 days, but RBCs का कितना था? 120 days. Now RBCs we'll go back to RBCs, right? So this is RBC का lifespan was 120 days and they are formed in 3 structures. Yolk sac में बनते हैं, liver, right? They are formed in yolk sac, liver and bone marrow. So they are formed in yolk sac, liver and bone marrow. एक और important चीज़ क्या है, जहाँ पे ये destroy होते हैं RBCs, that structure is called spleen and it is called graveyard of RBCs. इसलिए हम इसको कहते हैं graveyard of RBCs. Is that clear? Right? So this is now last of all coming to platelets. Smallest of all the blood cells, they are platelets. Lifespan is about a week, right? They are destroyed in the spleen and the liver, rounded or oval. They do not have nucleus, and blood contains about 1.5 lakhs to 3.5 lakhs of platelets. Main काम क्या है platelets का? They help in the clotting of blood. I'll share one thing here. Blood में RBC, WBCs, platelets तीनों चीजें present है. Lymph में what is absent? RBCs भी absent हैं, platelets भी absent है. Only and only WBCs are present. Okay, so these two are what? Two mobile connective tissues present in the body, right? Now let us see the flow chart of various components of the blood, right? It has solid components and liquid components. Liquid components is plasma. As I have discussed, 90% water and 10% of these substances like all these, right? Now RBCs, all these, they impart red color, they help in blood clotting, they help in defense, engulfing the germs and producing antibodies. Is that clear to you? Right? So we have discussed about the structure of the blood in the earlier slides also, right? Right? Now again, different parts. We are going to take up we have discussed the blood part, right? We have discussed this blood part in detail. We have to start with now next part, that is the heart, right? So these are the different parts of the human blood, right? Now let us discuss about the heart, right? Very important part of the circulatory system, that is human heart, right? Human heart. If we talk about human heart, where it is located? It is located in between the lungs. Lungs के बीच में एक space है. डायफ्राम के ऊपर लंग्स के बीच में एक छोटी सी स्पेस है और वहां पे क्या प्रेजेंट है? हार्ट. हार्ट इज अबाउट द साइज ऑफ योर फिस्ट. आई वुड से इट इज अबाउट द साइज ऑफ योर फिस्ट. फिस्ट मैंने जितनी आप अपनी मुट्ठी बंद करते हो उतना ही आपके हार्ट का साइज है, राइट? इट इज फाइब्रोमस्कुलर स्ट्रक्चर. फाइबर्स और मसल्स का बना हुआ स्ट्रक्चर है, राइट? Its dimensions are 12 centimeters into 9 centimeters, right? So it is about 12 into 9 centimeters in dimensions, length and breadth, right? So I'll repeat, heart is located in between the lungs, just above the diaphragm, right? What is the size? About the size of your fist, right? कैसा ऑर्गन है? कोनिकल है. कैसी शेप है? कोनिकल है. स्लाइटली टिल्टेड टू द लेफ्ट. अभी देखेंगे डायग्राम से. इट इज स्लाइटली टिल्टेड टू द लेफ्ट. इट इज फाइब्रोमस्कुलर. फाइबर्स और मसल्स का बना हुआ स्ट्रक्चर है. नो बोन्स प्रेजेंट इन द हार्ट. इट इज ओनली फाइबर्स एंड मसल्स विच मेक अप द हार्ट, राइट? इट इज पोजिशन स्लाइटली टू द लेफ्ट इन द thoracic region. जो इसकी कवरिंग है बाहर, आउटर कवरिंग ऑफ द हार्ट, इसको हम क्या कहते हैं? पेरिकार्डियम. What is this outer covering called? Pericardium. Now this pericardium, again, it is having 2 layers. It is having 2 envelopes. Inner pericardium and outer pericardium. In between these two, क्या present है? Pericardial cavity. उस cavity में क्या present है? Pericardial fluid. Fluid क्या करता है? राइट? हार्ट के इर्द गिर्द कवरिंग है जिसको हमने क्या कहा? pericardium. Pericardium is having two layers, inner pericardium and outer pericardium. Between these two is present cavity which is called pericardial cavity. In this cavity what is present? Pericardial fluid. Pericardial fluid क्या करता है? It protects the human heart from mechanical shocks. किससे protect करता है? Mechanical shocks. It protects the human heart from mechanical shocks or any sort of injuries, right? Any sort of injuries. Is that clear? Right? Though chamber, इसके chambers, it is a four parts. It is having 4 parts, right? 4 chambered heart. Upper chambers are called auricles or atria. Lower chambers are called ventricles, right? And it is protected by double membrane which is called pericardium. It protects the heart from mechanical injuries and shocks, right? Now we will see in further slides ventricles और auricles को compare करेंगे तो walls of ventricles are more thicker than the walls of auricles. We will continue with the same topic in the next video. Till then, goodbye.